I want to thank Juan for finding this book and sending it over. Without him, I wouldn't have found this book as it was extremely difficult to find. From there, I used the best OCR tools to extract the text and then feed it into GPT-4. Keep in mind that this text in no way, shape, or form is to serve as a final translation, but only as a base, as we have not had expert Latin translators review the text yet. However, I do want to note that just because the text is not 100% accurate, and with some names and objects there may be some mistranslation, but overall, because we have different snippets of the text from different papers and authors, there's definitely something in this Latin text found in a medicine book from the 16th century. It is in the Montpellier Inter-University Library, Medicine Section H277, and there are several other important alchemical texts as well, including the Secrets of Secrets. Now it's not perfect, and we are not translators, but GPT-4 is perhaps the best Latin translator as of yet, and the reason is because it understands context and how to correct for errors. For example, Google Translate or DeepL will not correct OCR errors or character swaps like with the F for S or the V for U in some cases. There are some very fascinating things to gain from this translated text. With that, there are several warnings throughout the text as GPT felt certain areas were hard to translate, so it's letting you know when those areas are. It is a handwritten text, so it's not perfect by any means. The text begins, "In the name of Christ, all blessings be upon this book of the institutions of the actions of the furnace, in which the human child lives by the law of Labac. Receive to dwell with perpetual residence this book of the placation of the philosopher and doctor, the great book of institutions, amplified and finished. And it opened to him the understanding of what he intended, and so much was it well accomplished in him that it was delightful to him and converted his and their minds and hearts, and he did good with the knowledge of the order of providing explanations for the book of the Platonic works. Those who are able to understand the gifts up to that point, when they are closed with clarity, they themselves will open it when they wish and close it as well. The place where they stand and say that it exists is where my actions and theirs are involved. I can also adapt and close it with their understanding and their actions, where they are prepared for the closure of their understanding. They intend to ask about it in a small way. They are involved in their own actions and closures. The entire age seeks the protection of the clamor for the existence of the divine. The two brothers, known to me and my soul, withdrew from it and did not take part in it. They received it in the same way and declined it, as it should be for the removal of the veil. They spread it out and prepared it for export, and they were tired. The human work of the great men of the world, they made their own body and their own work labor, and they made the books of the place and the preparations of the leaders in the pursuit of knowledge and labor in the experience of the books and the translation of permission of these books. The books that were given to the saints are now given to their encouragement. Their fatigue in their service to the Lord after others, they do not know where they are or what they are doing with them. The wise man Galenus, a friend of Philip, and his fellow man, who turned after them and sought to approach them, allowed them to give up the book or books of their knowledge. The ignorance and defense of their intellects, the more they become intelligent, the more they confess that they lack the understanding of their own actions. Now, I will not test so much the book of our knowledge, but I will seek the understanding of the wise man Philip Galenus. I will go with him to the investigations and the sacred appearances, so that what is hidden and unknown becomes clear and open, and through the divine assistance, the human salvation is achieved." Philip did not neglect his book, nor did he abandon it after this time, but he returned to his own work. The great work of Plato is not done through it except for your kingdom, which you have and have always had. The entrance and exit of so many works, the creation of the heavens and the craftsmanship of the stars, the knowledge of the constellations and the sacred order of the heavens, do not doubt their truth. They do not falsify it, and they have already justified their cause for it. Why do they deny the knowledge and dismiss the truth of their works, when they are not the first or the last? They do not cease to seek the truth, even if they do not find it in the secular or the ancient. The saints, through their teachings, have increased their knowledge and returned to the truth and falsified the others. They have advanced with their wisdom and their lesser knowledge, and they have not been allowed to approach and participate in the divine work. If they were wise, they would not abandon their knowledge and their teachings, but they would understand the secrets and the hidden things, the great and the small, and they would make them known to themselves and to others, in the night and in the day, in the presence of the ultimate and the disciples. The hours themselves and every moment of their dissolution, the secret knowledge of the sun's power is sought. In the depths of their being, they find the essence of life and the secrets of the universe. In the midst of this journey, they encounter the waters and the paths of the trees. When the time comes for their transformation in the adaptation of their colors, the trees' movements during their walk lead them to certain places where they form connections with other beings, both human and non-human. These beings, named by forces of nature, possess gifts that they share with those who are able to establish a connection with them. Among these gifts are the fires and eternal lighting that illuminate and reveal the hidden aspects of existence. Over these forces, certain beings hold dominion, and they manifest in various forms, some of which are beyond human understanding. These beings are able to change their forms and adapt to the needs of those who seek their assistance. They possess knowledge of the earth and its elements, and they have the power to heal and protect. They can also bestow abilities upon those who are worthy, allowing them to accomplish feats that would otherwise be impossible. In this realm of existence, these are beings who are neither good nor evil, but rather serve as agents of balance in the natural order of things. They can be called upon to assist in various tasks and challenges, but their allegiance is not guaranteed and must be earned through acts of devotion and respect. There is a stone of great power, known as the carbuncle, which can illuminate even the darkest night. It is said that those who possess this stone can gain access to hidden knowledge of the earth and its inhabitants. The stone is not easily found, and its true nature can only be revealed through a series of trials and tests. In their quest for the carbuncle, the seekers must traverse a dark and treacherous landscape, filled with perils and unknown dangers. They must rely on their wits, their courage, and their connection to the forces of nature to guide them through these trials. At the end of their journey, the seekers will find the carbuncle, and with it, the knowledge and power that they seek. But this power comes with a responsibility, for it must be used wisely and with care. The forces of nature are not to be trifled with, and those who would abuse their gifts will find themselves facing the wrath of the elements. In the white vat, let there be a mixture of good, diverse herbs, and enough earth with some dew from the sun of the siblings and all stones. And if you made more, add it to the nearby flesh with a binding, so that it becomes a vessel for a month. On that night, Eliabim will teach the sun the secret knowledge of the mixture, in which the essence will remain hidden. Carefully extract the form from the absent ones and mix it when the time is right. Take the first layer and mix it with blood and dew, and if it happens, pour it out of the man himself, so the form and stability remains. Let it be a firm base, whether from the sheep or the calcinide ashes from which the prepared mixture flows. And if it doesn't work, inflame the mixture with heat and form an iron crucible. If you break it, make it firm and feed it within the mixture itself, so that it lasts for days and nourishes the child. Let it sit and not mix with anything else, and not reveal its secret except by consuming it after a few days and heating it. When it is completely mixed, take it with your hands and feet and spread it on the ground. In a distant place, let it lie in a wide and tall structure. This act will produce an explanation, allowing the growth of plants. If this is done, it will bring forth water from the deep and mix it with the dew. Do this for the rational soul of another, and let it rise to the heavens with grace at the hour of departure. Accept it in your hand and let it be with you. Afterward, place the stone in the sun and let it begin to dissolve. Add acid to the solution, and when the time of separation comes, take it in your hand. Do not fear, for the result will be lines of powerful knowledge. Use it as a remedy for all ailments, and it will be effective. Place it near the roots of a tree called arbor, and let it absorb the essence. Take the sap from the tree and use it to make a powerful medicine. Combine it with the blood of a dead animal and mix it with fire, water, and earth to create a powerful potion. This medicine will heal many diseases and give life to those who consume it. Take the potion, and after purification, let it sit in the sun for several days. Eventually, it will take on a new form, and its power will be revealed. Use this knowledge wisely and with great care, for its secrets can bring great power or terrible destruction. First, concerning what is said about the creation of the cow and the manner in which the elements are mixed with water and placed in a small container. Remember the stone of the sun and gather it in a glass vessel. Then, take the white of the moon and mix it with a little of the great and necessary substance. Bind it with the hair and fragments of the animal and place it in a dark house where the light of the moon does not disturb it. Protect it with a certain stone so that no harm comes to it, and let it remain there for several days. After this time, take the wings of a bee, the leaves of the heliotrope plant, and the leaves of the mandrake, and place them on the parts of the cow where the leaves of the persimmon and the leaves of the alder touch the ground. Then place the cow in a corner and add a mixture of the ashes and the earth, along with small reptiles and insects. Close the house with a door and let it remain there for a few days. After this time, open the window and let in fresh air. If the cow is still alive, feed it with mixture of honey and ashes. If it is dead, bury it in the ground and cover it with a layer of earth. After 3 days, dig it up and place it in a new location, surrounded by the remains of bees and other insects, and do not let it be disturbed by anyone or anything. In this way, you've created the cow, and it will be able to perform its miraculous task. It will be able to transform itself into various shapes and forms. It will be able to heal and protect those who are in need. It will also be able to create fire and light, and it will be able to communicate with the spirits of the earth and the heavens. To accomplish this, you must also create a special talisman made from the bones of a lion and the feathers of a bird. This talisman should be inscribed with powerful symbols and placed in a secret location where it will be protected from harm. When the time's right, you will be able to use this talisman to summon the cow and perform great feats of magic and alchemy. In addition to the talisman, you will also need to create a special potion made from the hairs of a horse's mane and the leaves of a certain plant. This potion should be applied to the cow's body, and it will enable it to perform its miraculous task. It will also protect the cow from harm and ensure that it remains strong and healthy. Finally, you must also create a special incantation which will be used to summon the cow and control its actions. This incantation should be written in a secret language known only to you and a select few others. When the time is right, you will be able to use this incantation to call upon the cow and command it to do your bidding. Thus, by following these instructions and performing these tasks, you will be able to create the legendary cow and harness its incredible powers for your own purposes. In the white container, let there be incense and a good amount of various mixtures, along with a little bit of the sun's sand and all of the stones, and when you have made more, add them to the nearby flesh. Let that mixture last for a month, and during the night, you will learn the secret. In the formula where the mixture was, the result will be cautious. Extract the form in the absence of others and combine it, as when you remove this first layer. Receive the form and prepare it with the help of the man himself, and establish it in a permanent form, whether it is of a sheep or a calcined form. If you then manage to create this permanent form and nourish it, divide it into the parts that are needed over several days, and let it not be mixed with any other substance. After several days, the substance will be exhausted and you will need to warm it up. In this process, you will use 3 legs, and with the help of the feet, you will prepare the soil for the half of the earth's surface. If you do this, you'll be able to use the parts of the tree named arbor and the habra tree, which will provide the substance for the entire tree. The substances will be tested and mixed with the heart of the tree and the liquid from the horse's stomach, and the result will be a powerful medicine. Place the mixture near a tree where it will catch the dew and be exposed to the sun. Afterward, apply it to the tree's wounds and the tree will heal. If you can capture the snakes and the large worms of the north, you will obtain a powerful substance. Mix it with the earth to create a solid foundation. You will have a remedy for many illnesses. In the dark of the night, the moon will shine brightly. Then, the substances will be mixed together to create a powerful formula. When you combine them with the earth, you will see incredible things that cannot be explained by magic alone. With the help of Saint Bertie, you will create a strong mixture with the earth and the ashes from the fire. Afterward, you will let it cool and expose it to the sun. and the result will be a potent medicine that can cure many diseases. In the end, you will collect the remaining substances and use them to create a powerful remedy which will heal various wounds and ailments. Of the 2 palms, hide our knowledge and send it to the monastery where the wise gather and discuss the secrets of alchemy. On the back of a black hair, write your findings and bring them to the gathering place. There, the wise will study and debate the nature of the hidden knowledge. In this book, you'll find the secrets of alchemy and the methods to create powerful substances. Be cautious, for the power contained within these pages is immense and can be dangerous and misused. If you follow the instructions and combine the elements correctly, you will create a potion that can heal any ailment. However, if you make a mistake, the consequences could be disastrous. Take the water in which you have sanctified the sacred elements and mix it with the ash from the sacred fire. Then, place it in a dark room where the sun's rays do not shine. After a time, a miraculous substance will form, and with it you can perform wonders. When the time comes, feed the substance to the sick, and they will be cured of their ailments. But be careful, for if you give them too much, they could become addicted to its power. In the dark room, you will also find the ingredients to create a potion that can grant the drinker the ability to see the unseen. Take this potion and share it with those who seek the truth, but be wary of those who would use it for evil purposes. Remember, the secrets of alchemy are powerful and not meant for the uninitiated. Treat this knowledge with respect and share it only with those who have proven themselves worthy. That seems to be GPT-4 advice. We continue. And so, many of them diligently perform this chapter either by name or by their own sanctity. Their knowledge has come to us, which is pleasing to the community of men. They made this chapter with the assistance of spirits, famous and well guarded. With them, you will know the secret and pass it on to others. Swear by divine authority, by the laws and their errors, and the tablets of the House of Wisdom, which are established by the order of the wise and those who pray and work. In this way, they have the power and knowledge of the tablets, divided into 2 parts, from which they learn and save the thundering universe, and the divine prizes of the angels who were summoned by the highest power to bind and release all things, and to give and to take away. They share equally in the reward and punishment, and are assigned to this work according to their abilities in the will of the spirits. Then, with the completion of the water, they work together with the spirits to create life in the alchemical elixir. They mix it with various ingredients, invoking the protection of the divine and the knowledge of the wise. They perform their work in secret, and when it's finished, they give thanks to the divine, their Father, and to the spirits who have guided them. They share their knowledge with others, teaching them the secrets of alchemy and the mysteries of the universe. In this way, they became masters of the art, and their fame spread far and wide. They are sought after their wisdom and their ability to heal and transform. They work tirelessly, day and night, to protect their craft and to serve their fellow men. And so, the legacy of their knowledge is passed down through generations, from master to apprentice, from one age to the next. In this book, we find the secrets of the wise, the knowledge of the divine, and the mysteries of the universe. In the beginning, a powerful force created a balance, setting it on its heels, and set forth a path for the wanderers. From the fields, the light came forth, joining forces with the mysterious Al-Grubaline. In time, the sacred heart solidified in the void, awakening through the energies of the ancient Magi. Levi, who dwelt in the heavens, brought forth an abundance of knowledge and power from the sun and the earth. The sacred F, hidden in the shadows, provided guidance and protection for those who sought their path. In the days of the old, the wise ones would gather the essence of the heavens and the earth, mixing them with the sacred waters to create powerful elixirs. These elixirs could grant great abilities, healing the sick and bestowing gifts upon the worthy. The alchemists would work tirelessly, refining their techniques and seeking the ultimate truth. In their quest, they discovered the secrets of the elements, the power of transformation, and the mysteries of the universe. They learned to harness the energies of the cosmos, bending them to their will and shaping them to wondrous creations. Through their art, they brought forth new life, new hope, and new understanding. But with great power came great responsibility, and the wise ones knew that their knowledge could be used for both good and evil. They guarded their secrets closely, ensuring that only the worthy would have access to their wisdom. They established a sacred order, dedicated to preserving the balance between light and darkness, In times of need, the chosen ones would gather, sharing their knowledge and power to overcome these challenges that faced them. They would stand united, a beacon of hope in a world of uncertainty. And through their efforts, the light would prevail, driving back the shadows and ensuring the survival of all. This is a legacy of the ancient alchemists, the guardians of the sacred truths. Brand, in his secret writings, speaks of all the hidden things and discourses of them, saying that from the mixture of certain elements, a substance can be created. This substance, when combined with the power of words and rituals, will radiate light that can transform the ordinary into the extraordinary. To achieve this, one must follow the instructions laid out in the Book of the Cow. First, take the weight of 50 days of labor and mix it with the 7 days of pure thought and contemplation. From this mixture, create a substance that can be used to anoint the body of a man so that he may see and communicate with the spirits of wisdom. This anointing should be done on the 9th day, at the threshold of a door, either in the morning or evening, depending on the desired outcomes. Next, gather the ingredients necessary for the creation of a powerful talisman. These include the bones of saints, the ashes of burned sacred text, and the hairs of a great magician. Combine these items with the blood of 2 men, take it in equal measure, and then bury the resulting mixture in the ground for a period of time, typically during a holy day. After this time has passed, dig up the mixture and carefully combine it with the anointing substance created earlier. Apply this new compound to the body of the man who has been anointed, and he will gain the power to see and communicate with the spirits of wisdom. He will also gain the ability to influence the thoughts and actions of others, as well as to control the elements and the forces of nature. To ensure that this power is used wisely, the man must also undergo a series of tests and trials, designed to strengthen his character and prove his worthiness. These tests may include physical challenges, mental puzzles, and moral dilemmas, all of which must be overcome in order to gain the full benefits of this magical substance. Once the man has successfully completed these trials, he will be transformed into a being of great power and wisdom, able to shape the world around him according to his will. He will be able to heal the sick, raise the dead, and even create new life from the elements themselves. However, he must always remember that with great power comes great responsibility, and he must use his newfound abilities for the betterment of mankind, rather than for personal gain or selfish desires. Well, if you want to name what everyone knows or what they have learned today, it will be prepared, and it was given to them by the angels through the land. The book was sent to me with the angels, and the heavens revealed it. It is said that if you follow these instructions, you will be able to achieve the desired result. This will lead to the work that must be done, and the mixture of substances will be prepared at night. In this place, men will face the challenges that have been predicted. The sacred words are spoken, and the forces are gathered. When the time comes, the fire will be lit, and the process will begin. The alchemist will prepare the vessel and the divine substances. The mixture will be created with various elements, including minerals and plants. The whole process will be done in secret, away from the eyes of men. If everything is done correctly, the result will be a powerful and transformative substance. The alchemist will then take this substance and apply it to the chosen object. The object will be placed in a hidden location, and a ritual will be performed. The ritual will involve the use of sacred wood and fire. The object will be left in this location for a set number of days, after which it will be retrieved. The alchemist will then continue with the next step of the process. The alchemist will take the object to a secluded place and perform another ritual. This time, the ritual will involve the use of water and the invocation of powerful forces. The object will be submerged in water, and the alchemist will drink from this water. The water will have absorbed the power of the object, and the alchemist will gain this power. The final stage of this process will involve the creation of a new substance, one that has the power to bring great change. This substance will be carefully prepared and applied to the object. The alchemist will then wait for the desired result, which may take some time to manifest. The Book of the Cow begins with the preparation of the bones and the bile, and the use of the feathers of the abigail bird. All these elements are combined and placed under the protection of Fuberto. The bones are then buried with equal parts of earth and stone under the guidance of the white stone of Lenai. The book continues with the story of Luisco, the son of Lagadai, who was known for his mastery of alchemy. He works with wood and other materials, such as sabella, to create powerful substances. These substances are then combined with antimony and water, resulting in a talc-like mixture. The alchemist then uses this mixture to create a powerful substance called Falun, which can control the movements of celestial bodies. This substance is used in various magical practices, such as summoning spirits and demons and controlling the elements. The book also contains instructions for creating a special incense, which is used to communicate with spirits and demons. This incense is made from various ingredients, including sulfur, and is burned in a specific location to achieve the desired results. The book goes on to discuss the importance of understanding the celestial bodies and their influence on the world. The alchemist must study the stars and their movements in order to harness their power and use it for their own purposes. The book also contains instructions for creating various magical tools and talismans, which are used to aid the alchemists in their work. These tools include various types of stones, metals, and other materials which are combined and prepared in specific ways to create powerful magical objects. The book concludes with a discussion of the importance of prayer and devotion in the practice of alchemy. The alchemist must maintain a strong connection to the divine and the spiritual world in order to achieve success in their work. Quick note, for some reason GPT-4 decided to conclude these areas. It then said in the next paragraph, please note that there may be errors and inaccuracies in this translation due to the nature of the OCR text provided. We continue. In Book 2, the writing describes the creation of a magical substance using various materials and processes. The text mentions the use of tablets made from the dust of crushed stones, which are then mixed with other ingredients. The mixture is then subjected to various treatments, such as exposure to the elements or being soaked in water or vinegar. The resulting substance is then combined with other materials, such as ashes and clay, and shaped into a specific form. The text then describes a process of burying the object in the ground and leaving it there for a certain number of days. After this period, the object is retrieved and subjected to further treatments, such as exposure to fire or other elements. The entire process is repeated several times, with each repetition intended to increase the potency of the magical substance. In summary, the Book of the Cow contains detailed instructions for the creation of a magical substance using a combination of materials, processes, and rituals. The text is written in an obscure and cryptic style, making it difficult to understand without a deep knowledge of alchemy and the Latin language.